welcome to OSG Live, where we inspire you to fall in love with your business. Get set to join your hosts, Tanya, Becky, Kylene, and Aaron for your weekly motivation. It's time to share your wins, express gratitude, and choose positive changes. Jump into the comments and share your thoughts with the rest of the OSG community. Coming up, OSG Wellness Super Tools to nourish your mind and body, small business success gems to uncover hidden gems of business excellence, and the uncommon mindset to challenge the status quo.
Your journey to success and happiness starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm Tanya Deutscher with Gracie B. Doodle Design.
I'm Becky Kutzer with BK Custom Tees, and I believe it takes a village to run a business.
And I'm Kylene Montgomery with Rise, Shine, Smile.
And I'm Aaron Montgomery with our Success Group, and we are here to help you guys fall deeper in love with your business, to be those guides, and we're in the process of that ourselves. So we're on this journey of falling deeper in love with our business together. And we also have Chuck checking in this morning. Good morning, Fab Four. So thank you for being here, Chuck.
Morning.
We appreciate you. Good morning. Yeah. So, Kylene, what's our superpower?
Gratitude. So gratitude is something we all have access to. It's a choice. It's a habit that we create to really appreciate the good things that we have in our life. When we're in that state of gratitude, we're in a state of abundance, and we're attracting more good things to us because we're paying attention and really nurturing the things that we already have. And then we're just going to get more of that. So it's more positive energies. So we want to start our show with as much positive energy as we can. So if you are listening, please share your gratitude with us on here, what you're grateful for this morning. I can start here. Today, I am very grateful for our beautiful morning and with the sunshine. It's absolutely gorgeous out right now. I have to lean forward. If I lean back, I get some sunshine coming in, which is not a bad thing, but it's a little distracting. So I'm just really grateful to be able to work from home today. I'll get a little extra sunshine. So I'm grateful.
Awesome. I am grateful for a husband who puts up with my crazy ideas. I'm heading out after the podcast to go to Burlington for the night and then St. Louis and on to Tough Butter. And I'll actually get to see Aaron and Kylene this weekend. If I survive. Well, when I survive.
That's right. Well,
I'm jealous of that. I'm not headed there this weekend. That didn't work out in my plans, but I am extremely grateful for the sunshine too. I actually went out and took a picture of the sunrise this morning as it was. Now it's moved from one window to the other, so it won't hit me in the face like it is hitting Kylene. But I'm also grateful for this platform that we have, that we can share and spend this time together.
Love it. Love it. Well, I am grateful for a lot of things for sure, but I think the thing that's standing out to me most right now is just all of the interaction and engagement and that is happening in Fall in Love with Your Business Facebook group. And really, there's some great groups out there that I've been able to find my way into. But I really enjoyed people putting pictures of their favorite place to kind of get away. I was out doing a little walk back in our neighborhood, and there's this one bridge that has this, and I took a picture off that bridge. And actually, I don't know if anybody saw it. You have to really zoom in, and I don't know what it was, but it's like a crane, I guess, like really long legs, this bird that was walking. I'd never seen that before, but he was right back in there, or she, and it was pretty cool. So if you zoom in on that picture, you can kind of see it off in the distance. So the Fall in Love with Your Business Facebook page, and go check that out. I was just asking, where do you guys like to, I said, where do you guys like to reply to Fall in Love with Your Business posts? Because I was, walking along and it was beautiful. And I was just chatting away there in the Facebook group. So that is what I'm grateful for. But like Kylene said, what are you guys grateful for? And we'd love to hear from anybody that's tuned in live right now. And if you are tuned in live, make sure you go share this with your friends. I know it's early if you're on the West Coast. It's early even if you're in the Central Time Zone. So it's all good. It's a great way to get up and moving. And if you are catching the replay, feel free to jump in there and comment. We we keep an eye on that, and we reply to most all the comments that we see. So comment early and often. How about that? All right. Well, where do we head from here, you guys? Are we ready for a little wellness super tools?
Yeah, let's do it.
We are.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go.
I think that
Hello.
someone's decided that she's going to help me today.
That's awesome. Even better. Hi, Asia
Yes.
Grace.
So meditation, I'm glad that you brought this topic up because it's something that I do, but sometimes I forget to do too. And it always helps me so much when I remember that tool. It's a simple, fast way to reduce stress, and it can wipe away a day's stress, and it can just bring inner peace, especially like I had a situation last night that I was super irritated about. It caused me to miss TikTok yoga, which I was not happy about. And I did do a little meditation when I got home just because I needed to calm myself down.
Good for you. Yeah, and I think that's why we want to share it, because it's kind of like gratitude. It's something we all have access to do. We can do it anywhere. It doesn't have to cost us money. So it is like another super tool that we have, and we can use in our life. The cool thing with meditation is that when you really get into that regular practice of it, and kind of clear out all those distractions that we have, and just become more aware of that inner voice and that connection with who we are, our subconscious, all of those things, we get to respond in life in a more meaningful way. So not only does it immediately calm us down and get us in a better state, but the more you do it, the more inner peace and connection you have with yourself. You start paying attention to some of those cues that your body gives you, and so you can respond in a way moving forward. So yeah, I think meditation is another really important tool that we all have access to. So I'm excited as well that we get to talk about it.
I like the fact that it can clear out the distractions and make you aware of your inner voice. And even my husband has picked up a little bit on it. I don't think I'm not pointing it out to him, but he's like, you need to take a deep breath, and what's happened has happened, and let's enjoy our evening. And that's why I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna take care of this and then move on. And so I love the fact that he's unconsciously picking up on some of my stuff.
I mean, that's powerful.
Mhm.
And it just shows that how this tool really does work. And, the people around us, they see you all the time. So they're going to see the differences in how you're responding. And it's just a vibration, right? You're raising your vibration to a higher frequency, and that's attracting to him. And he's also becoming aware and raising his vibration. So yeah, I mean, that's a perfect story to kind of share the power of it. Because when we can clear away all that overload that builds up, every day, that builds up stress inside of us. And then if we never truly process it or get to a point where we can put our brain in a state of calm, that's when all the negative things happen in our body. That stress has to come out somewhere, and it usually doesn't come out in a way that we want.
Exactly. When you meditate and do it regularly, it can do so many positive things for your body. It can help with stress reduction, improve your focus and clarity, which I have found that tenfold, especially since being diagnosed with ADHD. Enhanced emotional well-being. It just encourages that emotional resilience. And I can speak to that as well. It makes you feel more stable, like, okay, I'm going to just get this out. And meditation, we'll talk about in a little bit, can look so many different ways, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Another benefit for me is it's increased productivity and better health. My health journey the last 18 months has really enabled me to pinpoint some of the things that are really harmful to me. And two of the most harmful things for me are stress and sugar. They do really bad things to my body. And so meditation has been a key to taking care of that. And I know I just went through those really fast, but we have so much other good stuff that those were pretty self-explanatory. So now we're going to get on for like types of meditation, especially for busy people and busy business owners. And I'll let Kylene kind of take over from there.
And so when we share different ways to meditate, I just want you guys. Am I talking? Is there a delay?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So we're going to talk and share different types of meditations that you can do. But I just want to point out that there's no right or wrong way to meditate. Whatever matter is that you're working on, whatever issue it is that you're meditating on, that stress that you're relieving, you're calming your mind, you're going to feel better. So any type of meditation you do, it's gonna be great. You're gonna get some benefits from it. Obviously, the more you meditate, the better that you'll get there into that calm state of mind. Sometimes it's really hard to get started. Sometimes it's really hard to not get distracted. I know when I started doing it, to stay focused on one thing was really, really hard. But the more I did it, the more I was able to get to that place a little bit faster. So be gentle with yourself as you start meditating. If it's not something you do regularly, it's okay. Our mind just wants to wander, and that's okay. Just let it wander and then gently bring yourself back. So there's the mindfulness meditation. So this really involves just paying attention to your breath, your body sensations, and listening to what your body is trying to tell you. So it really is that pause. So life's happening, you're getting hit with all these different things, right? And you're feeling overwhelmed. Those negative emotions are building. What can you do? Just sit back for a moment, take a deep breath, like Tanya said at the beginning, reset. Take those moments to calm your mind, gain that trust with yourself again, that you can come back in a way and respond to those events in a more meaningful way instead of just being reactionary or burying those emotions and just pushing on. Mindful meditation is something that we can do anywhere. And so sometimes, I'll do that before a tough meeting. Just take a deep breath, or after a tough meeting, right? Take those deep breaths and move forward. Another type of meditation is yoga. As you guys know, I teach yoga, and for me, yoga has been one of the most powerful tools for me in my emotional health. You go through a series of poses, so not only are you getting the physical benefits of yoga, but you're also connecting your mind and your body. You're taking that time for yourself to focus on you, and you're listening to what your body is trying to tell you, all while you're strengthening and opening up your body. So you're just allowing more good things to come through. Guided visualization. So this is a meditation that I think a lot of people probably are more familiar with. That's where you close your eyes, and someone, usually a teacher, is guiding you through your meditation. Maybe they're taking you on a walk, a story. Maybe you're going on an adventure. Maybe you're exploring inside of what's showing up inside of your body and just exploring what that really means. It just really is a powerful way to reduce that stress. And sometimes the guided visualization and meditations help you, especially if you have that wandering mind getting started. Sometimes this is a really good way to kind of stay on track. Some of you may have participated in one Aaron and I's Unlocking Your Potential, which we are revamping right now. So I'm really excited. But what that is, it is a guided meditation to release any barriers that you have in your life. And so that's a really powerful way to use it. I also do the RIM sessions, which are a breakthrough session. I like to call it, sounds a little bit better, but what that is, it's just an even deeper experience with a guided meditation to really just expand and let your subconscious let out whatever needs to be processed and healed. So those are just 3 types. Tanya, do you want to share a couple more with us?
Absolutely. I just want to say one thing about the RIM session. If you do a RIM session with Kylene, and like just let yourself really be involved in it, they are so powerful. I was so shocked when I did mine. So some
Thank
other
you for
types
sharing that.
are,
It is,
yeah,
yeah, it's awesome.
very, very powerful. I probably need to do another one.
Anytime.
Walking meditation involves walking slowly, mindfully, paying attention to each step, the sensations in the body. It could be done during short breaks or while walking between meetings. I usually, since Asia comes with me to work, she and I will walk several times a day, and it enables me to clear my head and then also do some of this meditation. And there's also on the tapping solution app, there's actually like a couple walking meditations, which are really helpful. Body scan meditation. In this practice, you systemically focus on each part of the body, and it releases tension and promotes relaxation. It can be done sitting or lying down in as short as 5 or 10 minutes. And that's what I did last night when I needed to just release. I just went into the kitchen while I was doing something, and I did that quick and then kind of just reset myself, and it was very helpful. And then desk meditation, I do this quite often as well. Simple breathing exercises, short mindfulness practices can be done right at your desk, such as taking a few deep breaths, coming back to your breath, as Kylene always says, closing your eyes for a minute, practicing gratitude. Gratitude truly is your superpower, and it's really hard to be negative or stressed if you are practicing gratitude. And it can be something as simple as the sun is shining today. I woke up this morning. I have this puppy on my lap. Just things like that. It's hard to be in a bad state of mind continuously if you're practicing gratitude. And I love the fact that Kylene came into my life so that I could realize that, because I didn't realize that practice until the last few years, and it's been very helpful. So do we have enough time to continue on for our last little bit?
I think so. I think I'm sorry if my delay is pretty bad. I just saw Aaron sent me a message that my delay is bad. So I'll probably run downstairs here in a minute and join him on his for the end of our show. But I think we have a few minutes just to like some tips to remember, start small. You don't have to go into this full-blown meditation everyday practice. Make it something that's achievable for you. And then hopefully you'll be able to just build upon that.
Yes. And integrate it into your daily routine. If you can find moments in your day that meditation can fit in naturally during breaks, before, after meetings, during commute times, like I build them into my day so I can actually take a break. Otherwise, I tend to just go, and then I'm spent at the end of the day.
And then technology is huge. There's meditations out there. I know Aaron and I have some on Insight Timer, but there is the tapping solution that Tanya referenced earlier that you could use with those guided meditations. These tools are out there to help you get to that place a little bit faster, because sometimes it is really hard to get ourselves there. But there's so many benefits that it's worth using those tools that are out there for you.
Absolutely. And create a designated space. Having a quiet, comfortable space for meditation, even if it's just a corner in your office or a chair in a quiet room, can help signal your mind that it's time to relax and focus. I have a chair upstairs here that I can go, and it's really quiet unless people are coming up to use the restroom. I have somewhere at home that I can do that, but actually I can do it anywhere. And if I'm really desperate, I'll go out to my vehicle for a while if I just really need to be away from people. So
Yeah, that's super powerful. And so, as you guys can see, we can use meditation in our life. There's ways that we can incorporate it and really just reduce that stress and overwhelm and transform it into lots of positive energy. And so we can really show up for our life, our business, our family, our friends, all those things. We can show up in a way that's meaningful to us. Instead of just being a reactionary type of life. And we're taking control. We're being empowered by using this tool. Should we bring the rest of the Fab Four back and get their take on this?
yes. Come on back, guys.
All right. That was
Oh,
awesome
now we're in the
stuff.
right order too.
Yeah, that threw me for a loop this morning. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
All right. Well, what'd you think, Becky? What stood out for you?
That I forget how powerful that meditation can be. So it needs to be brought back to the forefront. And I knew I had fell off with some of my gratitude journaling and all that anyway. So between the gratitude journaling and the meditation, it will have to get back on the schedule. But again, I lost my plan. Not lost my planner. I didn't use my planner. So that just seemed to have derailed a lot of the things I had already set in place and meditation along with that.
Yeah. Meditation is really powerful, and I love all the different ideas that you guys shared. I mean, and then even Tanya, your story about Jay, like, I don't know, maybe I'm not saying that it is, but maybe there is this little bit of a guy versus girl mentality, right? I know for many years I was, oh, that's woo woo, that's silly, that's not going to work, and what just taking that deep breath and letting go of it, right? That's the start of it. That's meditating. It's I think some people is like, oh, we got to quiet your mind. The reality is, for a lot of us, it that takes a long time to get to. It's just the sheer fact of letting the thoughts come and go without, it's kind of like making them like passing traffic, right? Okay, there went the red car, there went the blue car, and that's okay, right? We don't have to worry about all the cars. So
one thing that I really love, and it just kind of hit me, is with Jay, he does think that some of the stuff that I do is woo woo, but he's totally supportive. But he is incorporating it more into his life unconsciously, and it's just like Cora, Becky's little girl. She's incorporating these things, and I think that if we're modeling these and living these things, that it is spreading out kind of unconsciously, and people are embracing it, whether they know it right up front or not.
Yeah.
So I think that's great.
Yeah. Really good point. Yeah. I think we're made to be the lighthouse keepers. So just be the example. Yep. For sure. Okay. All right. Well, should we hear a little bit about Fundamentals Live coming up here in June? And then we'll jump into the Uncommon Mindset. You are a business owner. Congratulations. Is it what you had imagined or hoped for? Do you love what you get to do? Or does your business feel like you have to each day? If you're ready to let go of what's holding you back, simplify your business, enjoy confidence in your future, and start earning what you deserve, join the OSG community in St. Louis, Missouri on June 7th and 8th. Transform your business, implement the fundamentals, and leave in full motion of your plan to fall back in love with your business. Go to osg.link/funlive. You'll see significant progress faster than you think. Why? Because we strip your business down to the foundation, equipping you with the tools for accountability. No stress, no pushing, just fun. It's time to break the cycle of overwhelm. Join us June 7th and 8th, just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. Visit osg.link/funlive. We will see you there.
I need a
giggled.
pair of those sunglasses.
I was going to say, I was giggling about that because of the B-roll that I found, those sunglasses, and just having a blast. And that's what we're going to be doing. So good stuff.
Great.
All right. All right. Well, Becky, are you ready for some uncommon mindset here?
I think we have a good one this week.
I do too. We always do, but let's
Well.
just like every week, the wellness toolbox is really a good tip. All right, let's do this. All right. Welcome into the Uncommon Mindset. As Becky just mentioned, this is a really good one this week, and we need to make sure that we give a lot of credit to Becky here. I was thinking something different, and we kind of just kept talking and like, whoa, there's a root there, right? I was missing the root. So Becky, appreciate you getting us where we needed to go here. And honestly, I think that's kind of part of this whole process of falling deeper in love with your business, right? And you know, you and I, the rest of the Fab Four, kind of the OSG community in general, we've been talking about goals, right? We're just through. In fact, we're almost I know I'm going to scare some people, including myself, but we're almost a whole month into Q2 here, and I was just really curious for myself and the others around us, like, how are we doing on our goals? Where are we at with those? And that discussion led us to kind of what it meant to be a goal getter. Like, okay, I think, again, I believe even if you don't intentionally write it down, even if you say you don't believe in goals, you have things that you want, you have wishes, you have desires. So you're a goal setter. But that kind of led us into talking about a little bit more deeply what's even holding us back from setting goals, from putting that stuff out there. And that's one of the things that I love about OSG Live and this opportunity to get together with you. And because not only do we get to share what we've kind of learned and the things that we're putting into play, so hopefully other people can take that from us, or utilize that. I guess not take it from us, because we get to keep it too, but the information, once you know it.
Yep.
That's right. But we also get to be examples, right? We get to work through our own challenges. And I don't know, for me, when I get to talk about it, and one of the reasons way back when that I started Small Business Saturdays was just to talk through some challenges that I was facing, just to be able to have that opportunity, made me have a structure to sit down and think about it. Mm-hmm. Right. So, I do feel like I've spent a lifetime trying to figure out how to be a goal getter. Right. And even now that I feel like I've fallen on a pretty good formula, I still work on it every day. And, I know my biggest roadblock, which you pulled out and helped me realize too, is this fact that we all have limiting beliefs. So that's what showed up for me. What showed up for you, Becky?
Well, what showed up for me was when you were asking about goals, and I realized I didn't have mine set. I've been working on trying to define that main goal for this year, and I still feel stuck on it. Our conversations have led us to why we're stuck, finding those limiting beliefs that are tripping us up. And, I think what we were talking about has a lot of merit, but really trying to figure out why we're stuck on those, why can't you put it into words, or what part of actually writing this down and saying this is my goal are we stuck on, or what's stopping us from doing that?
Yeah. And I think that was really the powerful moment there that you picked out for us. Cause in that space, I was all about like, okay, well, let's just figure out how to do the thing. And you kind of noted, well, there's actually a limiting belief there. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Right. And so I guess maybe today what we'd like to do then is just spend some time unpacking limiting beliefs, or, and we'll cover, thank you. Sorry, Kylene's going to join me down here in just a second. I got distracted. I apologize. But this limiting belief, and there's several different ones, right? I think we all have our own versions of them in different ways, but I do think they fall into some pretty nice categories if you really step back from them. And the one today that I think we should take a look at is being worthy of achieving the goal, right? That limiting belief that we're not worthy. So down the road here, we can look at some others and kind of talk through some strategies to manage those. But for all the viewers out there, I'm curious, what limiting belief is holding you back? Right? If you were to really kind of give yourself that space, go use the tools that Kylene and Tanya just gave you in meditating, and go back and just kind of get yourself into a clear space and say, okay, what is really holding me back? What is that limiting belief or story I'm telling about myself that's not true, that I need to take a look at, that I need to kind of get to know, befriend, so to speak. So what, I guess I'm curious for the listeners, right? I want to hear from you guys for sure. But Becky, let's talk about limiting beliefs as it relates to our goals and achieving them.
Right. So I definitely believe we are not alone in this area. However, I bet there's some viewers that are here that have maybe laid their goals out, and we'd love to hear those too. So if you guys do have goals out, share them. As Aaron always says, sharing them just helps us know what your goals are, and that means we can support you better. But back to our limiting beliefs. I've had a goal that I've been bouncing around and just can't quite want to say it or write it down, and I just kept thinking, I just keep going back to, there's no way that I'm going to be able to achieve this goal. It's lofty. It's in my brain, very huge. And I didn't realize until we started working on it, how much negative talk I had about that, because I can't do it. I can't, it's too much. It's, what are you hearing there? It's very negative. So, now I need to work on some of those positive affirmations and get them back in my planner and around my computer screen, because if all I'm hearing myself say is I can't, well, I'm probably not going to. So that is one big, very large roadblock happening that I didn't realize was blocking as much as it is.
Yeah. That's, wow. What an amazing, just, I think that's so impressive that you're willing to have that conversation with yourself and now be sharing that with everybody else. Because that is what happens, right? The I can't just keep hitting us. And we then, we manifest that in a way, right? Okay, yep, you're right. Then I'm gonna, your subconscious brain goes, oh, you can't? Okay, well, I'll make sure that you can't. Then I'm gonna put all these obstacles in the way and do all these different things. So our limiting beliefs are really strong for sure. We got a couple of comments here that I wanted to hit real quick, Becky, if we can here. So Mo says, thinking what I'm doing should be better. The doubt. Yeah, there you go. There's another one. Kylene says, that's so powerful. I can't statements really stop us from moving forward or makes it very difficult. And then Kim shares, as the old saying goes, can't never could. I like that.
Good one. Yep.
Can't never could.
And so completely true. If I start changing those statements to I can and when, and have that future you party in my head about that goal and start seeing it, that's just going to open up that many more things towards that goal. Yeah.
And I think this process right here of getting into what is that limiting belief and really kind of getting to know it, right? It's so important to this whole process, because when we're going and slowing down and just making sure that you do spend some time looking at that a little bit, because going through the process of our normal day, we don't have the bandwidth to go, oh yeah, that's just a limiting belief. We're just going. And that story is just how we interact with the world. Right. So you go from one situation to the next going, I can't. Yeah. And just continuing to prove that to yourself. So it becomes part of that story. And so it's not until we slow down and dig into the roots of what is causing us to be stuck where we're at, that you can then see that it's actually an obstacle that can be you go from can't to can, and the obstacle's there instead of it just being an obstacle, right? So I think that's really also an important part. If we were saying, okay, what are the steps to get rid of this? I think you've just shared with us what the first step is, to really dig into it and understand what it is specifically. So where else can we go with this, Becky?
Well, let's grab Mo's comment there quick.
Oh yeah, please. I just saw that. Excuse me. Oh,
I know.
sorry.
See, as soon as one of us clicks.
Yeah, we're like, okay, we'll get it. Okay, go. You got it, Becky.
Mo says life is doing its thing. Need new goals.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah. And I think that's I know, Mo, that might feel like life is doing its thing and I need, right? But here's the really awesome part is that your past situations, they don't define you. They don't even speak to the future, right? Every new moment, you can just make a new choice right now and can change it completely, right? I mean, yes, we need to work on it. Yes, we need to be persistent with what we're going to talk about with, you already mentioned, Becky, some affirmations, some other things like that. So I think that's awesome, Mo, that you're willing to say, life is doing its thing, need new goals, right? So now you know the need. Now it's just a matter of making that next step, which you can, and that's, I think that to me is what's so empowering is we can get beat up. We can, go into have all these situations happen. We can get ourselves off track, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And at the end of the day, all I have to do is make a choice to do something different.
That's where Tanya's choose board comes in.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
For
all right.
sure.
So what else here, Becky?
Well, we had to sit down, like, where do those limiting beliefs come from? How do we, or not so much how, but why do we stay stuck in them? It's, the limiting beliefs are there, but trying to, for me, it was just realizing that self-talk, I hadn't realized how negative in my head. I wasn't saying those things out loud. I haven't spoken the goal per se. And yet, as soon as I think about the goal in my head, it starts that reel of it's too much. I can't, nobody else is hearing this. You didn't hear it. Tanya didn't hear it. I've not spoken that part. So nobody else can help me through that, that part because I haven't put it out there, and, to get to realize that self-talk. And that's not something that I have been able to see until we started working through this.
Yeah.
And I think that's, again, back to why it's important to have, some people to fall back on, having those relationships, a mentor or a coach or just, friends in the business, especially, I guess, even my husband. But at the same time, it's those industry friends and colleagues that you network with that are understanding that part of it. Yeah. They have the same kind of goals or are looking at trying to set those same goals, and having those people to then bounce things off of. You and I having the conversation on Monday and how far that got us, or got me for sure. But I think it helped you also.
100%. Yeah.
So having those people to talk to and work through those things.
Yeah. No, I think you're spot on there. And that is how we stay stuck in them, though, is, like you said, you've got to do those things. You've got to be willing to kind of put yourself out there a little bit, right? Like, you had said that you'd never mention those things to anybody else. And you and I were having a conversation and you shared it. And like you said, that brought it up for me too, right? Like, oh, wow, what are my limiting beliefs that are holding me back and stuff like that. And I guess the other thing that I wanted to talk about real quick here, Becky, was, where do they come from though? Like where did this start? Right? If we really want to go in the Wayback Machine and figure out where they came from, here's the, I don't know if it's the good news or the bad news, but these things happen when you were a kid. Right? These things started building up from the time that you were a kid, and every experience you've had in your life, you've assigned some meaning to it. Right now, whether that meaning was actually true or not, it is not part of this, but you assign some meaning to that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so honestly, in a way, limiting beliefs are just unprocessed emotions. And again, for all of the guys tuned in right now, we're going emotions. No, in fact, we probably are more emotional. Ladies are just better at managing them and sharing them.
Well, manage them is right. Sometimes they just come out.
Well, letting them be, right? Like not trying to control them. I think guys probably struggle more and are probably more emotional because we don't deal with them. Again, I'm not trying to make blatant statements one way or the other. It's just my experience. The amazing ladies I've been able to be around in the world, just always kind of, I just wish I could be more like them. Right. So, I think understanding where they come from though is really crucial, and being okay with that. Right. So there are things, as Kylene mentioned earlier, we're working on revamping our breaking barriers, unlocking your potential, whatever you want to call it, because you do need to go back and get a little uncomfortable and sit with some of those experiences. So,
and I think Mo's comment here too is, go back to where the negative thoughts come from and throw them in the trash. And that's, how great of a visual is that to, take that meditation that the girls just had in the wellness tools, take that meditation time to go back to those negative thoughts, and then visually or however it works for you, whether it goes on a piece of paper and then you throw it in the trash. I think that would be very, lost my words there, but positive is the word that's coming. Powerful, that was the word I was looking for. How powerful that would be to have that, that be where you'd get rid of those negative thoughts.
I agree.
That way.
Yeah. From a practical standpoint with that, Becky, as humans, we need the ritual, right? So it's part of our experience. It's how we process emotions, through starting points and stopping points and rituals and things like that. It's why we, so love the new year and all of the different things, our birthdays, things like that. But write down what the limiting belief is, write it down in detail, like get all sorts of into it, and then, accept it, thank it for, the protection it gave you over time, and then put it in the fire or throw it in the trash can, like Mo mentioned there. So it really is like Kylene said here about getting the, building the inner coach and letting go of the inner critic. I think that's really crucial. So, Becky, before we kind of keep moving from this kind of discussion, curious what your thoughts are on any other ways to let go of limiting beliefs. I know you mentioned the positive affirmations earlier. Could you kind of give us a little bit more on that?
Well, anything for the positive affirmations are, trying to get something for Cora quick.
Yeah, no, good.
Positive affirmations, whether it's, something that you can write on your mirror in the bathroom, or you can have, I have one that actually pops up on my phone throughout the day that has some positive affirmations that happen, to having them around your computer, just kind of that mantra of different things that can, keep your mind in that positive side versus letting that negative self-talk come through. That's, I guess, positive affirmations. That's what it means for me. I know Tanya mentioned the tapping solution, and I know there's a whole affirmation section in there that it's not even the tapping side. It's just listening to the affirmations and repeating, they say it, you repeat it, different things like that. And I had done those, again, been a while since I've done that one, so need to go back to it.
Yeah.
And I can tell, like I said, based on with not letting the goal come through. Bye, Lewis. Not letting that goal take its time to be there. I haven't had that positive affirmation coming back at me. I've let the negative self-talk take over.
Yeah. That's so powerful. Another thing that has been useful for me is, again, the routines, the things like that. So I try, and I'm not perfect with it, but I try every morning to just spend a little bit of time, quiet time, sitting at a space that's set up for it. Tanya mentioned that, having a space where it's kind of the calm zone. And what I did is I put a mirror right in front of it. And so I look into that mirror and I have that positive conversation with that person on the other side of the mirror, right? And in fact, then taking the goals and turning them into affirmations. And I actually went, because I wanted to like hear it coming from somebody else. So I took all of those and I put them, there's this tool that is a text to speech free tool. I'm going to put it in the comments here. And then I've just got it on my phone in a folder and I just push play and let go. It's not turned up right now because it's actually playing in the speakers upstairs, but I push play and let that go. So let's see here. Let's get a couple more comments and then we can kind of start bringing this home, Becky. So
Yep.
Yeah, Kim says the belief in yourself, like faith, comes in small bits, just each and every day. I love the mirror exercise. Always finish it off with just, a positive statement. The best one that I've found is, I love you. And it's
Yep.
super awkward. It feels all funny and woo woo at first, but you know what? I'd rather be funny and woo woo and successful than stuck and feeling unworthy. Right. So,
Right.
and she says, Kim Jenkins shared, one success leads to helping you believe you can have another. You always hear count your blessings. Another thing to try is count your successes, however small. This will serve as a reminder you can do this. I love that. Kim's been reading ahead in our notes, I think.
I think so. Because that talks about our celebration. I mean, we've talked about it before, how much you need to take that time at the end of the day, the end of the month, and look at those celebrations and those wins that you had throughout the day and the month, the week, however it works for you to celebrate those. But definitely agree with no matter how small they are, they're still a win and still a success.
For sure. Well, what else did you kind of find out in this process, Becky?
So also with looking at this, when I was looking at the end goal and not looking at how to break it down, it was actually finding that I needed to find some smaller actionable ways that would lead me closer to the goal. Like, I kept looking at this big goal and just couldn't see how is that going to work? How is that going to work? When I didn't realize that what I really needed to be thinking about is what actionable steps can I take to get to that goal?
Yeah. Yeah. That's such a great strategy. And it comes back to what we've talked about before. You've got to believe it until you achieve it. And if that goal, right, we do want lofty goals because we can achieve lofty goals, but it is this about taking the small steps. It's about the process, right? So this strategy actually in the book here, that is fundamental number 10, the productive actions. We talk about that, right? And you said finding actionable ways, and that is the ultimate key to unlocking any of these barriers, I believe, is just take action, right? But because here's our, so we see this goal, it seems like it's too much, it's beyond our reach, it's big and scary, right? That's kind of the animal brain going, oh, that's big and scary. And our natural reaction to that big and scary thing is to, hide, right? Is to freeze or run. The common mindset, the way that most people deal with these things is the fight, flight, fawn, or freeze, right? That kind of natural. And again, these are good things. We don't want to get rid of them. These things keep us alive, right? When a real, true physical danger shows up, we have the ability to manage that, right? So, but in business, and when you're thinking about a goal, that same kind of system, it happens, and it's not something that we need to run away from, right? So the uncommon mindset that we have to adapt is that we have to take action, right? And it's this flip of the script to run towards the danger. Mm-hmm. And here's the part, right? Going back to one of the things that Kim said earlier, the belief in yourself, like faith, comes in small bits. you don't need to dive headlong into, like you were talking about there, Becky, like just looking at the whole way. I'm going to go from here today to in 1 second to that big goal that I have. That's also natural, right? The goal, we want it now, that instant gratification. But any action is going to be very powerful. In fact, the smaller the action, the better, because then you can do things faster. You can check more boxes. And so just keep chunking it down into small bits. And then, like you mentioned earlier, Becky, celebrate that, right? And let that momentum of A, the celebration, B, the actual getting things done, that's going to lead to your next action. And then that's also, as Kim is talking about here, that's also going to reignite your self-trust, and it's going to allow you to take a step forward. And ultimately, we're not getting rid of the limiting belief, because it's not true. It's just a fantasized experience appearing real. It's a fear. So all we're doing is just replacing that limiting belief with action, magnetism, self-trust, right? And that goal is going to no longer feel like you don't deserve it, but instead that you do actually deserve it. And ultimately, the feeling is this is just inevitable. It's just going to come over time, right? And when your goals get to that point where they feel inevitable and it's just a matter of time and persistence, then you've got it. Then nobody can take it away from you. You will achieve that goal. But you have to get to that inevitable point. So, Becky, let's why don't you close it up for us, and we can bring the rest of the Fab Four back here.
I agree. I think that is the self-trust. I know that was a comment that I believe Tanya or Kylene made to me the other day. And so I just hope that our viewers take a little bit from this and can maybe make their goals, get those goals set, or relook at them and know that they can achieve them.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. And those of you guys that are viewing, whether you're live right now, watching the replay, share what maybe a limiting belief, and maybe it's a limiting belief of a friend, right? I'm asking for a friend. And that's okay too. What are those limiting beliefs that you guys see out there? And we'll try to unpack those too. So I think this is a great conversation, Becky, and I'm looking forward to continuing it. So, all right, well, let's bring Tanya, and Kylene's just going to enter from stage right here. You do. There's Cora.
Hi, Cora.
Do you have a stool for her, Aaron? She needs a stool.
Fortunately, we've got a desk that goes up and down.
Adjustable desk, yes.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Tanya, what showed up for you there?
Oh my gosh, this was so powerful. And for all of our viewers, just because we're up here talking doesn't mean that we're not going through it with you. I'm still like evolving and dealing with limiting beliefs. And I think one of mine that just kind of came out is I was always like the behind the scenes person. And so putting myself out there, it still feels like I'm imposter syndrome or whatever. So I need to get past that to really figure out my goals, because I, like Becky, have some of those goals in my head that I just haven't spoke out loud, because it's like, oh, I'll never be able to do that. But I also didn't think I would be able to lose 150 pounds either. So I know I can do hard things.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Well, real quick on that. I mean, the goal thing, like I am, sorry, Cora, I missed that. So one more time.
That's one of our Bio Girls mantras.
It's one of the Bio Girls mantras is I can do hard things. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
High five, Cora. Yeah, this whole thing about like the goals, right? Like, I don't know, people like when I say, oh yeah, I wrote a book, they're like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. I'm like, okay, anybody can do it, right? So I'm proof that anybody can do it, but it does take these goal tools that we have here. Like I had to put it out there, right? All of those limiting beliefs showed up. Why me? Nobody's going to read it, blah, 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 blah. And man, it's just, it's so powerful once you can kind of let go of that. But it took Herculean, it took a lot of support here from Kylene and so have that success team. A lot of support from you guys, to be honest with you. The Fab Four was huge in helping me get there and feedback and all that kind of stuff and saying, yeah, we need this out there. So, it was a community effort, and that all of your goals are going to end up being that way, but your community can't help you, right? You can't get collaboration like Tanya likes to share if you don't share your goals.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the village comes in to run your business.
It does. That's right. There you go. There's the village.
Yep.
Cool.
Love
Kylene.
it. Well, I wrote lots of notes. This was one of my favorites because I do think it hits home for everyone, including myself. I still battle the limiting beliefs, and I've gotten better, and I'm aware of them to move past them. But of not being enough, not knowing enough, is a huge one for me, which holds me back at times. And that's why I think I'm so passionate about sharing this, so other people can have that awesome belief in themselves and know that there are tools to keep moving forward. Because for me, that kept me stuck for a long, long time. I stayed in that comfort zone. And, you guys know my favorite quote, everything you want is on the other side of fear, right? Fear shows up when you push against that comfort zone. I just know that these tools work. And when we're aware of them, when we process these emotions, surround yourself with the amazing people that we have, use the tools, we can get outside that comfort zone and achieve our goals.
Nice. Love it.
Absolutely. Awesome. And just another point is when you surround yourself with those people, you have the people that will give you reminders that maybe you don't remember yourself. Becky often tells me, even though she doesn't remember to do it, she'll be like, you need to go tap, or you maybe need to go take a walk or something like that. And that's huge. And I know I'm better at saying those things to other people, but then on the flip side of that, then I'm like, oh, I need to take my own advice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's so
It's
true.
a big cycle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and one other quick thing, like Cora is a great example of this, right? Like wherever you're at on that journey, right? We can all lift each other up, and so sharing these tools with Cora, then Cora turns back around and she goes and takes that to her bio girls, and she's learning different things there, different perspectives, different ways to go about it, and can bring that back in. We have the same thing with Lewis. We're just learning from them, and so I think that you're exactly right. Just keep leaning into that village, and realize that your village might not just be other business people, right? The people around you, they don't have to be business people, they don't have to be part of your business. Intentionally surround yourself with those types of people that are going to inspire you instead of despire you. I don't think that's the right word, but
Aaron speak.
Yeah, I'll just make up words. It's all good.
That works.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tanya, we're let's make sure that we get Kim's. And learning these things young will make a huge difference in their adult life. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you see her shake her head like she's the adult knowing that already?
Yeah, she does know that
She's
already.
very wise.
She is very wise. Well, honestly, they're going to change the world. So, Yep. Ripple effect. I think you told me that not too long ago.
I did say that to you.
And I love watching Cora have all of this sink in, her using her choose board, wanting a choose board, making lists and things like that. It is an absolutely amazing thing that I always say, it just fills my heart. So
love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's a perfect segue, Tanya. So why don't you bring us there to talk about ICE and let's get everybody back to their day.
All right. ICE stands for Inspire, Collaborate, and Encourage. And it came about during Jay's heart attack, really hard times. And then from that came choose. I believe you can choose what you need as often as you need it. And you can choose something different every 5 minutes if you need to. I'm a huge fan of visual tools. So choose boards came into play. Today, I am choosing adventure and hard things. Adventure because I'm leaving to go do a Tough Mudder, which is something I never imagined in my wildest dreams that I would ever even be attempting. So, and hard things because it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be one of those things, but it's gonna be a great experience to see how far I have come. So, and I'm sure that my choose will change during my travels and things like that. Good morning, Lena. And I just want to be able to inspire others by telling my story. I love to collaborate. Collaboration is my love language. And it just makes me happy. So I'm curious of what everyone else is choosing today and this week. And in the comments, if you can let us know what you're choosing, that would be awesome too, because that fills my cup.
Yeah. Fills us all up and fills everybody else up. All right, Kylene, you're going to go, and then I know you have to run. So,
all right, here's mine. So I put faith and focus.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I need this week. And so that's what I am choosing. And
Awesome.
so I do have to run. So bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Becky, I'll let you go here.
Okay, so Cora had written down, which it's not spelled right, but that says self-strength in her me versus me. So it's Bio Girls Day. So she comes up with things. And honestly, I have started a list of choose words because sometimes I get myself stuck on like, I know things to choose, but sometimes it's like, oh yeah. Oh, and so I got her self-strength down there. So she's going to go run tonight for Bio Girls. Their whole goal is to run a 5K by the time they're done with their 12 weeks. So, and mine says intention. And Cora, of course, had to add the little I with I love you underneath there.
I love it.
So my intention, I need to set my intention, be intentional this week. And again, get back to the meditations, the tappings, the journaling, all those things.
Love it. Awesome. All right. Mine is finish. I've got just a lot of projects that are kind of worked on that just gotta push them to the finish line. I made all the justifications and all the travels and yada yada yada, but it's time to finish, to wrap those up. So I'm looking forward to and got some good stuff in the works, really cool stuff coming up. In fact, next week I've got a little thing that more details coming soon, but Kim Jenkins and I were chatting and we might do a little fun thing together here soon. So appreciate
Awesome.
Kim joining us this morning and so stay tuned. We'll get you. In fact, Kim, if you think about it, put your group in here just in case anybody hasn't seen what your group is, but we're gonna bounce around here a little bit. All right. So
and let's not forget Rena said good morning. So good morning to Rena.
Yep. Good morning,
Appreciate
Rena.
you being here.
Yep, for sure. Love it. Okay, you guys. Well, that's been what a great show. Good, really good stuff. I'm gonna go actually do a little meditation. Thank you, Tanya and Kylene, for that. And yeah, there you go. My Sublime Designs to go check out Kim's group over there. But stay tuned for more details on that. And yeah, so meditation, work on those limiting beliefs, and you guys just have a great rest of your week. Thank you guys for tuning in and here I got you guys on both sides. So double high five. Great job.
Yes, no, that way. I'm so confused.
All right. I love it. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you
Bye,
later.
everyone.